In the last 2 months, Etsy has changed everything, and a lot of people might not be able to do Etsy print on demand anymore. Now, there are hundreds of print on demand companies out there like Redbubble, Etsy, TeePublic, Zazzle, Cafe Press. The list goes on and on. And if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know I'm a big advocate for Etsy print on demand and Amazon's merch on demand. I think they are two of the best platforms to really make money. And then of course there is Shopify, which I'm a big fan of, but we're not going to get into that in this video. What with so many companies out there, very few are actually worth your time because of their complexity, the amount of money that you can make with them, the products they have on offer, their quality, and various other things. And I have a video coming out where I'm going to be reviewing all of these different companies. For now, we're talking about Etsy and what the heck have they done now? With these Etsy changes, print on demand isn't as simple as it once was for everyone. One of the main reasons someone goes into print on demand is because it's free, or supposedly free. Even though I am a true believer that if you go into print on demand with a little bit of money, you'll actually be able to make way more money and way faster. But that's besides the point right now, because a lot of people do print on demand because it's free. Etsy was one of those companies that were ticking most boxes. They're getting over 400 million visitors a month. They have tons of buyers, and getting sales on Etsy is very realistic. The only real drawback to Etsy was the fact that every listing cost 20 cents and the profit margins was very confusing, what with different taxes and different costs here and there. You have to really use an Etsy calculator to truly see and understand what your profit would be. Otherwise, you could end up like this person where they made a sale, but actually they lose money at the end of it. However, Etsy have now made 3 huge changes, and that is what this video is about. I'm going to go over these 3 changes in this video. I'm going to tell you what it means for you, and I'm going to give you some solutions about what you can do moving forward to kind of counteract these changes. But before I do, I want to quickly tell you about my brand new print on demand community. I used to have a Facebook group, but now it has changed. I'm not using Facebook anymore. I have now built a free membership, and the link will be down below in the description. Lots of people have joined, lots of people are introducing themselves, and it's just the start of some incredible things that are to come. Lots of exclusive content will be posted on this community, and, well, I don't want to ruin anything, but there's going to be some really big announcements, and most of them will take place in this free community. So click the link down below, join for free, and hopefully I will see you there. Going back to these 3 insane changes. The first change isn't actually such a big deal. If anything, it can be quite good. They are introducing more identity checks for people trying to create a shop. Meaning they have actually partnered with a third-party app that some banks use, meaning when you actually go to set up a shop, you'll be asked to use your phone or your webcam and actually take a picture of your face, and then on top of that, upload your passport, driver's license, or form of ID. Now, this is going to turn a lot of people off because some people don't like sharing this information, especially sharing their passport with a platform like Etsy. Now, I don't think it's such a big deal, and if anything, I think it's quite good because it will weed out a lot of scams and people who are on the platform just to copy and do dodgy things. This way, you can be sure that the sellers on the platform have been vetted, have been checked, and will hopefully be legitimate sellers. However, this change is nothing compared to the next 2 changes. The second change is the payment schedule for new sellers could be changing. Now, what does this mean? Because for a lot of people, they might not even know what that means. Well, basically, the way Etsy works is you connect it with a printing partner, let's say Printify or Printful or Gelato, doesn't really matter which one. When you get a sale, let's say Sally buys your product, she will pay you, but she will pay Etsy, and Etsy will hold your money in your Etsy account. So you could have 5 sales with $50 in your Etsy account. Now, the thing that is annoying here is you have to fulfill those orders. So you will then go to Printify, or this could happen automatically if you set it up automatically, but Printify will fulfill and they'll ship those orders out to Sally, and this will cost you. So what's happening here is you are laying out money to fulfill that order, to send it to Sally. Sally was the person who bought it. And the money that Sally paid, which is in your Etsy account, will then get paid to you after a few days. So you are laying out a bit of money, and a lot of people will use a credit card for this so that they're never out of pocket, or they'll make sure they have enough money in their bank account to cover them for, 4 to 5 days. However, this new payment schedule for new shops could complicate things. Let's say Sally buys a product from you, pays your Etsy account, and then you go and fulfill the order with Printify and you pay Printify. Etsy, their new scheduling, then maybe taking a week or even 2 weeks for you to get paid. That could be really, really bad. That means you are technically laying out money for Etsy for quite a long time. Why does Etsy need to have your money for this long? The customer, Sally, would have received your product at that point, and what are Etsy doing with your money? Are they receiving interest by keeping it in one of their bank accounts? Are they profiting somehow with it? What are they doing? Why do they need to keep your money for an extended period of time? Now, the exact wording that Etsy uses is actually confusing because they're making it sound like this is a benefit. And let me read it for you because I think it's ridiculous. We want to create a better, more trustworthy experience for buyers who purchase from brand new shops. We're exploring changes to payment schedules for new shops until they have a proven track record of sales on Etsy. These changes may affect how long new shops need to wait for their funds to become available. And this is the worst bit. We're making these updates to help ensure sellers who are just getting started can fulfill their orders or provide refunds when needed. New shops will see their payment schedule right in their shop manager after they complete onboarding. So the bit here that's really confusing is it's saying we're making these updates to help ensure sellers who are just getting started can fulfill their orders. But the complete opposite is going to happen, because if you're not going to pay sellers quicker, how on earth are they going to be able to fulfill those orders if they don't have access to their money? It's ridiculous. Now, I can understand it from a fraud and a scam preventative aspect, but by doing this, it's going to put a lot of people off because it means you're going to have to lay out money for an extended period of time that you may not be able to. And, well, I wish that was the worst change, but it's not, because change number 3 is by far the worst one. It is no longer free to set up an Etsy shop, meaning Etsy used to be one of those amazing platforms that were free, except for the 20-cent listing. But then again, a lot of the time you can get 40 free listings if you click on someone's link. You can share your own link and get 40 free listings that way, and you can end up racking up quite a few hundred free listings, making Etsy truly free. But with this change, they are now charging certain shops, and I'm going to explain the wording to you in a minute, but they're now charging certain shops $15 to get started. Now, I know that's not a lot of money. For example, Shopify could be $30 or $40 a month after the first month, where you get it for $1, and other platforms can cost even more. However, the idea of Etsy and the reason why so many people liked it and used it was because anyone could set up a shop. Now that they're having this barrier of $15, that's going to put a lot of people off who have come into this print-on-demand business with the hopes of it being free to start, or basically free to start. 20 cents is not that much for a listing, but $15 to create a shop that's non-refundable and a shop can completely fail, that's quite a lot, especially if you're creating niche shops. If you have 10 niche shops, that's going to cost you $150 to create those shops. That is no small amount of money. What's even crazier is their exact wording is this: we'll start by introducing this fee to some new shops. They'll pay a one-time setup fee of $15 before they can open for business. What is a setup fee? we would be doing the setup ourselves. Etsy isn't doing any setup. It's not like we're paying $15 and someone will create the store for us. We still need to create the store, add the product, connect the printing partner, and make it look all pretty. So it seems a bit ridiculous that there's a $15 setup fee. But what's worse is it's only going to happen to some shops. This is very vague, and who knows if you're going to be affected. It just seems a bit weird. It seems like a bit of a money grab from Etsy. Do they really need this? Are they struggling? It just seems a bit ridiculous. Well, if we actually look at the Etsy stock price, because that's kind of a good indicator to see if a company is struggling, they're actually down 40.58% in the last year. So they're actually down, which leads me to believe that are they just trying to increase their bottom line by adding these unnecessary expenses to people? It just seems a bit mad, and look, I personally would still recommend Etsy because of their humongous traffic numbers and the fact that the potential with Etsy is so big compared to places like Redbubble or TeePublic where you can literally make $1 per sale. With Etsy, you can actually make $10+ per sale. So I would still recommend Etsy, but I would also say if you haven't tried Amazon and if you can get accepted, try Amazon. And if you're already willing to spend money to set up an Etsy store, consider Shopify. There is so much potential there, and it's really, really cool. And now I just want to quickly say, in my new community that I've built, I've actually just released a video today talking about an incredible way to create tons of viral, organic videos for TikTok that can lead to your store, which, again, if you click the link down below, you join the community, you will be able to see that video. It's a really cool video. I won't be posting it to the YouTube channel. I'm going to be keeping some stuff just for the community, which anyone can join because it is free. But besides that, moving forward now with these Etsy changes, yes, I recommend Etsy still. Yes, I still recommend Amazon. I still don't recommend Redbubble or TeePublic or these kind of companies because I just think the amount of time spent is not going to make you money back. It's just not worth the time. And above all, I really do recommend setting up a Shopify Print on Demand store, and you can do it with as little as $300, and that includes spending money on ads and getting your first sales. So if that's something that interests you, let me know in the comments down below. I'll make more content on it, and I'll be making a separate community just for people who want to do this, where I'll be able to actually hold your hand through the entire process and really help you get those first few sales.